If seeing competitors triggers a cycle of compare and despair, I get it. You're not alone. So easy to look at what other people are doing and feel like, oh my God, I'm so behind. Like, let me just not look and do me. No, here's the truth. Avoiding competition doesn't protect you. It limits you. Now here's some facts. Just one actually. Investopedia has a study showing that almost half of small businesses fail within the first 5 years. It's crazy, right? The main reason that happens is because they fail to do proper research. And I'm gonna guess that competitor research was missing from that, because that's really what helps you adapt to the market. I don't want your business to end up on that side of the statistic. So I'm giving you 3 simple questions that'll help you level up your mindset, help you overcome this avoidance so you can use competition, yes, to your advantage. All right, I'm Elisa, nice to meet you. And I'm an ex-startup techie who's launched over 25 businesses, products, services. Now, I help service providers carve an uncopyable niche so they stop competing and start leading. Level 1, when I first start working with people, the first question they always default to is, how am I better than the competition? Scratch that off your brain. That is the exact question that will trigger a Netflix binge and all sorts of avoidant behaviors, okay? So no. Instead, ask, how am I different? With that question, I want you to really recognize and value your unique gift as an individual. I personally believe that everyone has something to bring to the table, no doubt about it. I'm gonna give you a real easy example. I have this awesome client, Dr. Annette Athy. She is a counselor turned coach. And yes, there are so many different counselors, so many different coaches, like no shortage, right? After years of experience and a lot of soul searching, Dr. Athy realized, I'm not just a generalist counselor. I'm not a generalist coach. I am really great at helping people work through their grief. So that is her unique gift. But building on top of that, from her years of helping people specifically with grief, she found that, wow, there's really only 5 different ways that people express grief. And she was able to sort people into one of those categories. And that's not all. She took her expertise, created a framework out of it, trademarked it, and now has a quiz that is widely accessible. So those are just some of the benefits that come with specializing, from recognizing how you're different. And if it sounds like niching, yes, you're right. That's the start of it. But I don't want to bog you down with technicalities. Really, let's keep it simple. I just want you to get really specific on an aspect of work that you find, man, this just comes so easy to me. It gives you energy and you can do it day in, day out. I mean, grief is not an easy thing, but that's Dr. Athy's genius zone right there. Level 2, how do we complement each other? Yes, you and your competitor have complementary strengths. I love this question because it shifts your focus from, oh, my competitor, we're on opposite sides of the field, to like, you know what? We actually can work together. We can refer each other. We are a team. And you know who the real competitor is? The problem that y'all went into business for to solve. Okay, back to Dr. Athy. So yes, she complements other counselors and coaches by specializing in grief, right? Here's a counselor for family. Here's a counselor for postpartum, coaches for relationships. But what if there are other grief coaches? And yes, there are plenty. How does Dr. Athy complement other grief coaches? What we realized after looking at the competition is there were a lot of solutions and services for teenagers and adults, but nobody was helping these little 3 to 5 and 6 to 8-year-old kids, those poor little babies. Dr. Athy, she is also a specialist in child development. So bam, before she was just a general grief counselor helping people all across the board. And she's like, oh wait, these poor babies, nobody's helping them out. Boom, she just went in, filled that gap. Now those cute little nuggets can get the grief support they need. Now, you see how Dr. Athy and all these other grief coaches are on the same team? And the real competitor is grief. right? That's who they're after. Taking a lesson from Dr. Athy, you can complement your competitors by understanding how y'all are different from each other. And you can also see, well, where is there a gap in the audience? In our case, it was those cute little nuggets, ages 3 to 5 to 6 to 8, and everyone else was serving teenagers and adults. Now you see, they can actually be referral partners, and that's exactly what's happening. Level 3 question. Now this is the boss level. If you can get to level 1 and level 2, that is great. Level 3, big bonus points. I would love for everyone to be at level 3, but let's just be honest, not everybody's ready for that yet. At least you know there is always another level. So level 3 question. How do we make our industry even better? Another way of looking at it is, how do we make the customer experience even better? This question really asks you to step into that leader position so you can help push your industry forward. We waste a lot of energy competing. Look at all this competing. That's scarcity mode, right? Now, using this question, you're shifting the perspective back on how do we add value to the customer? I'm going back to Dr. Athy now because she's just so awesome. I love her. Dr. Athy, you know that she is a grief coach, and you know that she specializes in kids ages 3 to 5 and 6 to 8. Well, how do we make that customer experience even better for those parents and those children? If you look at what typically happens now with coaching and counseling, it's a lot of one-on-one. You got to make an appointment. Maybe they might have a group. The issue is, grief doesn't operate Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. It happens at the worst times or the times we least expect it, right? In the middle of a grocery store or 3 a.m. at night. Is Dr. Athy going to make herself available at 3 a.m. for those night calls when grief blows up? No, that would be horrible for her physical and emotional health, right? So what can she do instead? What's happening is these people are either not making it to their appointment because, oh, I don't have the grief, it's gone. Could have used you 3 days ago, don't need you anymore. So I'm just gonna keep suffering and struggling by myself. Oh God, that's horrible. What Dr. Athy is doing, she's creating a set of tools, workshops, classes that parents can get on demand so that when shit hits the fan, they have a resource ready and available. It's like they have Dr. Athy in their ear coaching them on how to help their child process their grief. That is an awesome example of innovating in the industry. We looked at what's on Amazon. We looked at what's in the market. There's nothing really created for those little nuggets ages 3 to 5 and 6 to 8. If there is, it's hard to find. So that's where Dr. Athy is coming in and making sure that those kids get the help they need. I can talk about Dr. Athy all day. I love her. She's so awesome. Quickly wrap it up. Level 1, how are we different? This is you recognizing your value as an individual. Level 2, how do we complement each other? That's you seeing yourself as part of this team. You and other businesses in your industry are really a team, and you're after that problem you're trying to solve. That's your competitor. And level 3, how do we make the customer experience better? How do we keep pushing our industry forward? Now you are the leader. Me and Dr. Athy did not come up with all of that overnight. This was a process. So if that seems simple and straightforward, yes. Was it easy? Hell no. That took a lot of refining. And that really was made possible because we looked at competitors. We looked at what was going on in the market. It's simple, but not easy. So don't beat yourself up if you don't get this overnight. A metaphor I love is that you are in the bottle. You can't read the label. And that's why it always helps to have someone objective who can really read and see the value that you provide. And that's it. 3 powerful questions to help you level up your mindset and embrace that competition, because I want you to have that competitive edge, that vivid edge. Ooh, competition isn't the enemy. It's an opportunity, because as you saw, it'll only help you refine your niche. It'll help you stand out. It'll help you become a leader in your industry. I hope this video resonated with you. If so, smash that subscribe button, because in the next video, I'm going to be showing a super simple way of looking at competitors so that you don't get stuck or overwhelmed in analysis paralysis. Okay, thank you for watching. See you in the next one. How do we complement each other?